Hello, and welcome back to our video series on Power BI Basics. Today we're going to be talking about workspaces in Power BI service. If you're new to this series, first, why don't you subscribe and like this video? But second, this series is where I'm currently releasing a video every single day on how to use Microsoft Power BI, or just the basics. Get it? Power BI Basics. With the idea that if you watch the entire series, you'll basically have a general understanding of the program and how to use it. All right, so let's jump in. Today we're talking about workspaces. Workspaces exist within the Power BI service to organize content, and workspaces can exist in a few different ways. First of all, if you have a Power BI Pro license, you're always going to have a My Workspace. This is a workspace where you can create and you can share your own content. Then you also can create workspaces. You can create workspaces under a few different licenses. So for example, I've created a sneaker workspace that other pro users can use, or I can associate a workspace with what is called premium capacity or reserved capacity, either changing the name around with Fabric. But when it's in that capacity, any kind of user can access the workspace and the reports within it. And then finally, there is a premium per user workspace where only users with premium per user licenses can get in. All right, so I have created this workspace called Sneaker Workspace in my own data environment. Within the workspace, I can set very specific permissions. So here I have myself currently as an admin of the workspace, which means I can do pretty much anything within it. But I can add all kinds of people, and I can add people with a few different roles. And also, by the way, this doesn't have to be a person. This can also be a Azure security group, which I made a video on in this playlist. But you can add someone as an admin, a member, a contributor, or a viewer. Now, admins essentially have full control. Members can create, edit, and delete content, but they can't manage the actual workspace's settings like an admin can. Contributors can create and edit content, but they can't delete it. And then a viewer can just view and interact with content. Within workspaces, you can also do a few different things. The main things that you can upload are data sets, or as they're now called, semantic models. You can upload reports. You can also bundle a workspace in with an app. You can also create a few other items. So for example, I'm currently in a Microsoft Fabric 60-day trial here. So I can create all kinds of items that are associated with Microsoft Fabric in this workspace. And those items will be tied to this specific workspace. Workspaces basically allow you to collaborate with other people on your team. But that doesn't mean that there aren't a few best practices that you can use when you create workspaces. First of all, you should probably align your workspaces with business functions or very specific larger analyses in order to keep things organized. You should use the workspace app functionality, which is where we have a video coming up talking about it, to distribute content to a large group of users. And then you should also structure them to basically enable efficient workflow or data analysis services. So a very common practice is to put your semantic models in one data set and your thin reports in another, so that way you have a data sets workspace and a non-data sets workspace. Now, as you get more into this, you also might be aware of something called deployment pipelines, which allows you to move a report from, like, for example, a test workspace where you have changes into a production workspace. This is a little bit more of an advanced feature that we're not going to get into in this video series, but it's important to know that it exists. And if you're curious about how to have a test workspace and automatically deploy that into a production workspace, go ahead and investigate that further, because that's where you want to go. All right, so that has been a brief. Oh, also one last thing. You can edit workspace settings by clicking the settings in the app, where you can go ahead and you can do all kinds of things. All right, so that has been a brief overview of workspaces. So let's review what we've learned. We've learned what a workspace is, the various workspace roles you can have and what they allow you to do, and then the various content that you can upload into a workspace. If you have any questions or anything that I didn't get to about Workspaces, let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to get to you. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me that you're willing to spend your time watching these videos, and I enjoy making them. So thanks for watching.